Welcome back to Jersey Matters. I'm Larry Menti. We are in another laboratory now at Aqua Protec Laboratories in North Jersey with Robert Barrett, who is the president and CEO. What is this we're standing in front of right now?
Larry, what you're looking at is the latest and greatest. This is PerkinElmer ICP-MS. Stands for Inductively Coupled Plasma Mass Spectroscopy. It's a $180,000 instrument where we can see down to levels of parts per trillion for lead in drinking water.
And this is where you're doing your testing right now?
We can do over 200 samples a day on just this machine alone.
Do you have samples that you can show me?
Sure.
of like a bad sample?
Well, let's get tightly close on this sample, and you'll be able to see that that is out of a drinking water fountain in a school.
So this is lead?
Well, if you shake it up a little bit, you'll see the particles. Move it, there you go, see? But it had settled down to the bottom of the bottle. That's lead.
But that's lead you can hold.
Yeah, yeah.
And
if there was a situation where...
So that's above the level.
That's way above the level, okay? But if there was a situation where a cafeteria worker was making the soup that morning and walked in and wasn't told to run the water and just started filling up a 50, one of these big pots that they make soup in, those children are getting chicken noodle with lead.
Well, forget about running the water. That should be removed from the schools. There's no reason that should be.
But in the old days, okay, before this even came up, that's what they were getting, chicken noodle and lead. I mean, that's pretty scary.
What, for people at home that might be at a home that has been around since 1986, is that what you would suggest? Just run the water?
We don't do a lot of homeowner testing. We used to when we were a small laboratory, but now we're over $10 million, and we're busy with places like the Port Authority.
No, I understand, but what I'm asking you is there simple things you can do?
We get a lot of calls from homeowners. We try to field their phone calls. We don't do a lot of homeowner sampling anymore, but they can do a variety of things. Number one is that they want to test the lead in their water. They want to let the lead sit there, don't flush the toilets at night, and then fill up a bottle that they get from a laboratory and have it analyzed. If it's high, then they need to bring in a plumber and check their pipes.
But even aside from that, and I get that's important information, but even aside from that, if I'm working in a building that was built before 1986, or I'm going to a church before 1986 and I'm drinking the water there, or I have to work there or volunteer there, is there something simple I can do to make sure the water is safe? Is it just running the water for a period of time?
Well, I can tell you right now that the water, the solder in the lead that was, I mean, the lead in the solder that was used to put the pipes together is going to leach into the water. It doesn't happen as the water is flowing, okay? If the water is sitting there, stationary, that's when you're gonna get the leaching, okay? So therefore, if you run water for 15, 20 minutes, if I had an old home, I surely wouldn't drink water or use water unless I let it run for a good 15 minutes. But that's not really conservation, okay? We're an environmental testing laboratory. I hate to think about how much water we would be wasting, okay? But the point is that they need to test it. If they have an old home, they need to get it tested.
Ever since Flint, ever since Newark, there's been this new awareness, and there's the new state law. But that has to be backed up. It can't just be testing, right? It has to be backed up with money.
Well, that's the problem, is that to make these repairs inside these schools, the state's going to have to come up with some money to help these schools out, because there's a lot of work. I mean, and there's a lot of schools that are old. And I don't know, you probably know better than I, where they're going to get this money. If there's legislative proposals out there, but they're going to have to find the money. This is something that we can't sweep under the carpet anymore. They did that for 30 years. They swept this under the carpet. Remember, Larry, we were testing school systems 20 years ago and giving them high lead results, and no one did anything about it. It wasn't until Flint that it really opened people's eyes and they started to listen, okay? And I think they have to do something about it and fix the problem.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Always a pleasure.
Yep, thank you.
Robert Barrett, CEO and President of Aqua Protec Laboratories. When we come back, Sherry Carabin went out to the Newark School District to see how they're doing since they had to close down schools after finding lead in the drinking water. That's when Jersey Matters continues.